Hi, and welcome to Tutorplace. This is the place you can come to learn about any math topic. Today we're going to be learning about how to find the greatest common factor. Some places may refer to this as the GCF, the greatest common factor. There are two methods actually that you can use to determine the greatest common factor between a couple of numbers, or more than just two numbers. One of those ways is by making a list. We're going to do this example first, and then I'll show you the other method that you can use as well. Let's try to find the greatest common factor between 12 and 16. Well, one way to do this is by making a list. And what you need to do is to make a list of all of the factors of each of those numbers. So let's take 12. I like to kind of write it out as kind of like a rainbow method. Some people have referred to it as. 1 times 12 gives me 12. Put what they multiply together out at the ends. Then think of the next number, 2. 2 will go into 12 and it goes into it 6 times. Will 3 go into 12? Yes. 3 goes into it 4 times. You keep going all the factors until you can't go in any further. 5 doesn't go into it, and then you've already got the 6. So these are all the factors of 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, and 12. Now let's go and find all of the factors of 16. Doing very similar, I'm going to put the 1 and the 16 out here. You never really know how much space to leave. Is kind of the danger of this method. But just space them out really well. 2 will go into 16 8 times. Well, 3 doesn't go into 16. But 4 will go into 16. 4 times 4, you don't have to write the 4 twice. Then 5 won't, 6 won't, 7 won't, and then you've already got the 8. So you have all of the factors of 16. So now you just simply look and see what is the largest number that's in both of your list. Well, they both have a 1, they both have a 2, they both have a 4. And so 4 is the largest number that's in both lists. Therefore, the greatest common factor between these two numbers is 4. So that's how you do it by making a list. You just simply list out the factors of each of the numbers, and then you look and see which one, look for the largest one that's in both lists. Now there's another method that you can use, and this is called prime factorization. I have another video on how to do prime factorization. If you need a review of that, just look that up. Let's do 20 and 30 using the prime factorization. So I'm going to start with 20, and I'm going to do my factor tree. Remember, you do this little symbol and you list two things that multiply together to give you 20. I think of 4 times 5. And then just like a tree with branches, you have to keep factoring it down. Factors of 4 are 2 and 2. And the 5 doesn't break down any further, but I want to bring it straight down so I don't forget about it. Okay? And now I'm going to go over here to my 30. I'm going to do the same thing with 30. I think of 6 times 5. And then I can break the 6 down into 2 times 3. And I'm going to bring the 5 straight down. So let me write these out, what the factors are. 20 is 2 times 2 times 5. And the 30 is 2 times 3 times 5. So you look and see which things are in common. Well, they both have a 2. I like to circle those. And they both have a 5. So my greatest common factor is 2 times 5, which is 10. So the GCF for this particular problem is 10. Again, you do the prime factorization tree of both numbers, and then you list them out, and then you multiply together the common factors, and that'll give you the greatest common factor of each set of numbers, 2 times 5, which will give you a 10. Okay, I'd like to do one more problem, and this particular problem, it doesn't matter which way you do it, you will get the same answer. And that's true for any problem, not just this one. Okay, so let's do it by making a list. 40. 1, I'm going to write it way over here, 40. 2 times 20. 3 doesn't go into it. 4 will go into it. 4 times 10. 5 does. Yes, 5 does. 5 goes into it 8 times. And 6 and 7 don't go into 40. So those are all the factors of 40. Factors of 56 do this very similarly. 1, 56. 2 goes into 56. How many times? 2 goes into 56. Goes into it twice, 28 times. Does 3 go into 56? No. Does 4 go into 56? It does. 4 and 14. 5, no. 6, no. 7 times 8. And it's kind of when it closes up and there's no other numbers in between, you know you're finished. So then you just look and see in my list which is the largest number that's in both lists. Looks like that would be the 8 is the largest in both lists. So my greatest common factor here is an 8. Now what I'd like to do is I'd like to work the problem using the prime factorization just to show you that you'll get the same answer. So let's take 40. Let's break it down into 8 times 5. The 8 will factor into 4 and 2. Bring my 5 down. And that 4 will factor into 2 times 2. Bring my 2 down and my 5. So I have 2 times 2 times 2 times 5. My 56, I'm going to factor that down into 7 and 8. The 7 won't factor down anymore, so I'm going to just bring it along. The 8 will factor into 2 times 4, 2 times 2. So let's rewrite them over here to the side so we can line them up well. 40 is going to be 2 times 2 times 2 times 5. And my 56 is going to be 2 times 2 times 2 times 7. So my greatest common factor, I have to look and see what they each have in common. They each have this 2, so I'm going to write that 2 down. Times, they each have another 2, I'm going to write that 2 down. Then they each have another 2, so I'm going to write that 2 down. So when I multiply those 3 2's together, I get 8. Greatest common factor equals 8. And you will notice that that's the same answer that we got when we did it making a list. So either way, you will end up getting the same answer in the end. So you can have your choice. Whichever way that you like it the best, it will work out just fine. And that's how you find the greatest common factor. If you would like more information about other math classes, units, and lessons that I have available, or if you would like some tutoring help, just send an email to stemtutorplace@gmail.com. That's stemtutorplace@gmail.com. I look forward to hearing from you, and don't forget to subscribe to Tutorplace. Thank you, and I hope you have a great day.